everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Who Really Knows. I'm Rachel.
I'm Abby.
And I'm Zeno.
And today we're just going to kind of be talking about throwing ideas around about living in a simulation and how a lot of people, including some of ourselves, believe that reality is not actually reality. So who wants to get into this?
Do y'all know what simulations are?
Yes.
not y'all, the viewers.
A little blonde moment here, sorry.
Zeno, you have no excuse. You're not blonde.
Well, I honestly think that there is some parts of the world that are kind of made, if that makes sense, like man-made. Like, for example, like the stuff in Antarctica that we don't even know like half the stuff about. The oceans, like I feel like they're hiding a lot of stuff. Let's see, the weather, like the controlling the weather, I think that.
Oh, I thought y'all was talking about glitches in the Matrix.
I mean,
well, that
we
too.
are too, but
Okay. Not that dumb.
you know.
Well, I feel like it's like, well, like in a video game, you know, there is glitches like in the video game, you know, because like it's not fully developed. And so kind of like how there are glitches like in real life with people, with objects, with animals. I mean, there's proof all over. I mean, anybody can look this up too.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many like glitches. Like I know there's one video I saw I think on TikTok, and there was like a bird just like sitting there. It was like flapping, but like it wasn't moving. It was just like floating in the air.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And like just a lot of stuff like people even like malfunctioning like on live television, like their eyes are like twitching, they look like robots.
That one Katy Perry.
Yeah. So like it's like, why wouldn't like you think that we would be in a simulation? And I remember there was like theories that like VR, like virtual reality, for example, you know, when you put the thing on, if anybody has or if you haven't, you like, you know, you put this and you're transported into like another like world. Like, I mean, you're inside the video game.
And it looks realistic.
It looks so realistic. So like, what makes you think that like, what makes you like not think that like that could be us right now?
Yeah, because like in a VR, you see everything you're seeing like now. Like you see your legs if you're sitting down, your arms and everything. And if you look in a mirror, you see yourself without the VR. So.
And like there's a movie Ready Player One, and it's about like the VR and like because the world is like really like bad, like the environment is like just not good. People are living on top of each other like in like RVs, and they like escape through the virtual reality. But like I know in the movie like there was like an update, and like if you were in a video game like fighting, you could feel like the fight, like you could feel somebody punch you.
Yeah.
Like through it, you could feel the touch of somebody, like because whenever they were like him and this other girl with the main characters, they were like dancing, like he would feel her like grab his arm. And so like it was like, what makes you like, I mean, well, not what makes you, but like, you know, that could be real. And I know one time, like my dad, because my dad is a big conspiracy guy, and he was talking to me about it, and that how like, what if like after we die, like, you know, it's like a game over type thing.
Yeah.
Like when we get old or whatever, or like a natural cause, or you know, just whatever would happen when you die. Like what if like someone takes the like, you know, heads it off of you, and is like, all right, like you lost the game, so like, you know, because what if like we're in the future? For example, like what if this is all the future and we are, you know, like living in space? We could be living in space right now, or just like a very like corroded, like bad world like Earth. Like,
And this is our VR.
because
reality.
it may be like, it could be also like with climate change and everything, like this could be showing like all the world events and like, you know, the troubles of the world. Like what if this is like a lesson, like y'all need to change it before it happens.
Like at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Whenever what's called the messages were popping up through the crowds, it was like game over. What else did it say?
I don't know.
When after Kendrick Lamar did his performance.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
I don't remember, but yeah, it was like game over or something like that.
But
Like the world is like a big game that we're all playing.
Yeah.
I do think that that's like a great possibility, but also like, because the simulation theory doesn't have to necessarily be like what we're talking about. It could also be like, I saw this on Shane Dawson's video. Y'all, let me just tell y'all, this actually freaked me out. So like, you know, like alien invasions. Like, we've talked about that before on our first episode. And you know, when you watch a movie about an alien invasion, it's all the same. It happens in like New York City or like Los Angeles, you know, and it's this big old spacecraft that you know comes and either like is like shooting stuff down at people, abducting people, like it all is like the same. So there was like a book that a guy did write, but like I think it got banned. And then he ended up dying. Like, the government came after him after he wrote this book. But it was basically, like, saying how the government could, like, fake an alien invasion.
Yeah.
And they added to this theory by, like, their proof and stuff was, for one, all the nuclear, like, weapons that are being built right now. So, you know how, like, whenever we, in World War II, they were making the bombs for... and we bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That it like destroyed like the entire city. And so with this in mind, you know, with the threat of a nuclear war and everything, like why would we be making all these bombs if they're like that? I mean, we have thousands and thousands and like probably more than that. I don't even know exactly the number, but like there's so many bombs to be made right now, nuclear bombs, and like it is inevitable for like world destruction if those things can go on. So like why would they be making that other than like for something like this? And with the new like technology with like the 3D like animations, like I don't know if y'all see like in Times Square, like oh my gosh, I'm out of breath talking about this. But like, you know, the animations like in 3D, like you know how it first started when we were like little and we'd go to the movie theater and we get the 3D glasses and it would like kind of pop up on the screen, like, oh that looks so real. Well, now they can make that without you even having to have glasses. And like I know in Times Square, like there was like a Willy Wonka, like for the movie, it was like a big thing. One of him, he like reached down and it looked like he like grabbed them or something. So like, what if like they actually use that in real life? Like with aliens though, like an alien invasion, like they simulate like, oh, the spaceship is in the sky, and then they're using like the nuclear bombs to be like, oh my gosh, like the aliens are coming, like they're getting us, and you know all the bunkers that are being built.
If you think about it, like a nuclear, like we have one of the dangerous, like who has it?
What?
The most dangerous nuclear bomb.
Like North Korea for sure.
Yeah. If they wanted to like destroy everything.
Yeah, I can look it up. Okay. I'm pretty sure though. Russia, United States, who else? North Korea, China, France.
Yeah.
So Russia?
Yep. Russia, US, North Korea.
Why do you need this information?
I just want to know if it was factual. We gotta speak the facts to the people. Can't tell these people lies. People be watching this stuff.
We gotta add that in there.
But yeah, so like Russia and the US, they've always been at war. Like we, not only war, but we've always like been like in, what's the word? Conflict, there you go, with Russia. And so with all these like major world powers, you know,
they could totally wipe out like everything and then blame it on aliens.
yeah. I mean, like, what's keeping them from it? Nothing. There's nothing. I mean, they're not losing anything. They have all this money. They can just rebuild the world back, right? You think.
They don't care about
They don't
us.
care. I mean, and what do you think? All these, like, you know, billionaires are building bunkers, like, under their houses right now. Why would you do that? Like, there's no need for that, right? Like, unless something bad's going to happen, they know it.
Right.
And I really do think that's a great possibility. And then also, isn't there, like, a comet or something supposed to be coming?
Oh yeah.
Or like a plant, like, or meteor or something. I don't remember. I saw it on TikTok. But
TikTok is our reliable source.
there's like something coming, and they're like, oh, it's gonna like destroy like half the world or something like that. And there was a movie about that too. And like, you know, it could be like fake. Like they could totally fake
have
that.
y'all seen The Fifth Wave, like the movie?
Yes.
You haven't seen it? It's such a good movie. You need to watch it. Well, during The Fifth Wave, it talks about how the government is like the aliens, basically. And we're trusting the government with all this nuclear power and everything in the movie. So whenever that time comes and they're faking an alien invasion, what are we gonna do? Like, it's the government.
Because I mean, if we're putting all of our like trust and everything into these people that are supposed to be protecting us, but you know that they're really not protecting us.
We're just stating opinions. That's all.
With like all the chips and stuff, because this was also talked about in the theory with like them talking about chipping people.
But what I'm saying is
they could like brainwash them.
Yeah.
All the brainwashing.
But like most of this stuff that we're saying is based off of movies, but some of it's true. Could be true. Could be true.
Anyways, but yeah, with like the chip and stuff, like you can brainwash somebody like that without a chip.
Yeah.
So like, and just fear also, like the fear of dying and the end of the world is gonna make anybody believe you regardless. I mean, that's how all these cults get started in the first place. Like if you look at like just going back, because we had an episode on cults and you can watch that video back, but like all those cults, like it's something about like, fear. And fear, what's the word? I can't talk today. But fear gets people to listen to you. I mean, if somebody like were to come in here right now and be like, there's a bunch of people outside, like there's aliens outside, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, wait, what? You're gonna get a little scared and you're gonna go and see. And that person could very well lead you to like your demise outside right now. Like you don't know. But of course fear is gonna like get anybody to listen to you.
Yeah, like the zombie
apocalypse?
No. The zombie conspiracy. The title of our show. The like how people are so easy to say, oh, it's a zombie. Like you're gonna run. You're not gonna want to stay. Like I'm gonna get going. I see a zombie, I'm zooming.
Especially that from The Last of Us.
If I hear about a zombie,
yeah,
gonna get ghost.
Yeah, if they're like anything like The Last of Us zombies, like I'm out. I'm just dying actually right there. Like you can just get me because like I'm not outrunning them things. Like, oh my gosh, I would not make it. I don't think I'm built to like with the end of the world type situation. Like I love watching those movies, but I'm not built for that. Like I can't even like go into the woods without me like wanting to itch myself and just like all the dirt. I'm not an outdoors person. Like hiking, no, I despise outdoors, like hiking and all that. Yeah. So if it was the end of the world, like they would have to get me first. Like I would just, that's not for me.
But fear, the government uses fear. Everybody uses fear to get their way and to get a point across, basically. So.
Yeah, I mean, especially like, if you're, going about your day and then all of a sudden you hear like on the news, like, breaking news, like this unidentified object is like flying into the, into our atmosphere. And then you see this big spaceship that's just like how you would picture it in movies. Mm-hmm. And, they start like announcing, because what if, like, they start like talking from it, like, we're gonna get y'all, this is the end. But they won't say y'all, but they might actually, I don't know. But I forgot what we were talking about before.
You were talking about running from zombies, but we're
I was not talking about running from zombies. I was talking about the alien invasions.
Oh
yeah.
And what was I was talking about them exploding. Oh yeah. And like, what if like they start shooting the missiles down, like the nuclear weapons, like they start shooting them down at us, and then everybody's like, oh my gosh, like they're running, they're scared, and then like the chip in your brain, what if it's like, go to like bunker 97, closest to you, so y'all are running down to the bunkers, everybody's like, oh my gosh, and then they just hear all this stuff, but it's not real. Like it's not like actually a real invasion, because it's a simulation, it's a fake one.
Yeah.
And then like, but also like the people that are like us that are like, yeah, we know this is fake, that didn't get the chip, didn't get like the COVID-19 shot, for example, like when people were saying that was like had stuff in it. You didn't know that?
Well, what's going on?
People were saying that had stuff in it, which if that's true or not, we don't know. But like a lot of people are like saying stuff about that. The chip.
What's going on?
What got the chip in there?
That was part of the conspiracy of the fake alien invasion. Is like she was not listening.
We've bamboozled our camera person.
Well,
Oh my gosh. Anyways, there's a chip in people's brains that the government has put in them to mind control them. If that's what we were getting at.
Okay.
And they're using
like-
simulation like AI and
Yeah,
stuff
it, creates a simulation.
to create the simulation of an invasion, and then using the nuclear weapons to act as like the invasion happening. So you would hear it, and you would see like destruction going on, so you would believe it. And like they were saying that the people that are like woke or whatever you want to call it,
Whoa.
whatever whatever you want to call it, like, and they're like, they're skeptics, they're like, I don't believe this, but obviously like because there would be the missiles, so they would be like the nuclear weapons and stuff, like that would be destroying what you see to make it look like there's an invasion, so they wouldn't be able to tell you like, oh, this was fake, like it was just the government getting the nuclear weapons out and stuff, and so they wouldn't.
Go from missiles to aliens,
Okay.
It's all intertwined.
so. Okay, that's all I need.
Yeah.
So then after it'd be like the rebuilding of the world, but the government would be in control.
okay.
Because they all have everybody mind like controlled with
Yeah.
thinking aliens are real and that the world has just ended and that we're having to rebuild from like scratch. And it's really scary to think about that the government and like all the simulations and like AI, that this could all lead to like the end of the world. And so I feel like everybody just needs to kind of realize that you don't need to trust the government really for anything.
Well, you believe what you believe, but like, here's our advice.
Yeah, don't really listen. Like I know we're very young, but I feel like we're very wise young children.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. But I feel like especially I feel like a lot of the older people, if I say that one more time, oh my gosh, I can't talk today. But the older people won't really believe that because they're, were taught and brought up like conspiracy theories. Like that was like weird. Like you were probably weird, if you thought stuff like that. Like if you just try to think about anything outside the norm, like you're weird.
We're the weird kids.
We are the weird kids. But now it's being so normalized in society, like, with Gen Z and everything, everything's like being brought up.
Yeah.
And, I think the government is scared of that. They're scared of Gen Z. They're scared of us. They're scared of
Us
everything.
finding out about the simulations.
And just finding out about anything. And with information being leaked, whether that's real or not. Like, also, like Abby was saying earlier, we don't really know if all this stuff is like 100%. We're just speaking from our experiences.
Truth will always come out.
It will, though. But we just, like, all the videos we've seen, what we've believed just on our own, it's,
But people can believe anything.
yeah.
And anything can be fake. Anything can be
Be wise.
AI.
I mean, 'cause at the end of the day, we're here, we're living. You have one life, no matter really what you believe,
Yeah.
But, if we are living in a simulation, and it's game over, like, what would happen after that? Like, would you just get executed, like, on the spot? Like, or would you just, like, restart and be a new person? Like,
Yeah. Just
I don't
being
know.
void of nothing.
and I just feel like that's, like, kind of awful.
But then, that one movie, it's like they're traveling like in space to another planet because their planet's deteriorating and they have to be in these pods.
Passengers?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
So good.
But they have to be in these pods to keep them young and like the same age and everything because it's taking them like forever and a day to get there. So they need to stay themselves but traveling a long distance of time. But like what I'm saying is these pods we could be in these pods like
Yeah.
right now with
The simulation in our heads.
yes. And they could just
Like, oh, that just brought me to like a little theory, guys. What if we are like on a spaceship like that, like in Passengers in that movie, and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Oh
but-
my god, that's scary.
Yo, there is a pig outside the door. There's literally a pig outside this right now, and Rainbow Dash.
And Rainbow
I'm
Dash.
not joking. Like,
Oh.
I'm not joking.
That's
I'm so
scary.
sorry. I just talk
I
out.
looked over and I was like,
Okay, now it has a hand and it's waving.
Okay, yeah, what?
Okay.
I think this is gonna be the end.
But no, what was I saying? Oh, I was talking about, okay, that theory that I just thought of. So what if we are like in passengers and we are traveling to like our new planet or whatever, but like in the meantime, you know, we just don't want to be asleep the whole time, you know, because like you're sleeping for all these years, like what? Like, so what if we are like in a simulation like this video game and we're living this life?
Explains deja vu.
Yeah, and so we're living this life, but like we also remember from like our other life, you know, on our other planet.
that's what I was trying to explain.
And so like, you know, we're still us, so like, you know, I'm still 18, you're 18, right?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure. You know, we're all still our age, we all still look how we look, but you know, in this, or like whatever, we look how, or we're the age we are when we started traveling, because you know, who knows, like we could have been like 4 years old when we went to this other planet, like we wouldn't know. But like, you know,
But
in
like-
this simulation, we're growing up, you know, our
Yes.
life's living, and then, you know, whenever it's all done, because like what if also like the people that, you know, have already like passed away and stuff, they're probably just like NPCs, like almost, you know, like
Yeah.
they could be like NPCs or whatever. Like I don't know, it's just that's kind of crazy to think about. Like you don't really know, like yeah, I don't know, that kind of just made my brain hurt a little bit.
That made my brain hurt a lot of bit.
But yeah,
But that's what I was thinking. I just couldn't say it out loud. Because that made my brain hurt, and my brain did not want me to say it.
Yeah, no, I can't like comprehend all this stuff, especially with my small little brain. It's not even fully developed yet, and I'm over here cramming all this like thoughts and what if.
What if this? What if that? The young mind.
But yeah, any more thoughts y'all want to add to this?
We might be in a simulation.
But who really knows?
But who really knows?
Anyways, so I think that concludes our episode. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And we didn't get to do the shout outs for our sponsors today because the paper has disappeared. But they are at the end and the beginning of this podcast if y'all would like to know. So thank you to our sponsors. And we'll see y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all.
Deuces.